And just like that, the final episode of the recording session has begun. Welcome back to Eternal Sonata. I'm your host, MegaShadowFist, second video, second commentary, and we're in a lovely place with actually some pretty cool music. For those of you stuck around in the awkward pause at the end of the last episode, you should have gotten a chance to listen to it. It's pretty epic sounding and cool and stuff.
Well, are you ready or what? Let's get started.
Only to be interrupted by the battle music, which we've been hearing since the beginning of the game. Oh well, no big deal. It's not like I wanted to do a supernova on you anyway, because actually I wanted to do an aurora curtain, because you have such a huge shadow that it's kind of hard to be close range and do a daytime attack or a light attack on you. Oh well, no big deal. And what are you gonna do? Well, I could have gotten a... Yeah, even their charge attacks don't really do very much damage at all. They really do. It only does like 1,000, which it's kind of crazy to say like 1,000. Like that's really nothing. I mean, sure, you might be saying 1,000 might really. Oh wow, I just noticed. I forgot that everyone's movement speed is like, jeez. And Frederic, because like everyone moves about as fast as Frederic did before this when he had the speed shoes. But Frederic has the speed shoes. And he's got the 50% increase in speed. This is freaking insane. It's like, look at this. You see how fast we are? Like, we're fast, man. Gotta go fast, Sonic. Like, you see this? We're all so fast. And then Frederic, look at this with his speed shoes. He's a freaking black blur, man. Freaking amazing. The black blur? Are you talking about Shadow the Hedgehog? I guess so. I don't know.
Take that.
Let's go ahead and hit. No! How dare you? Alright, March, whatever. It's so cool how fast everyone is, though. Aurora curtain. Please. There we go.
That was fun.
That was fun indeed. Alrighty then. Oh, that blue guy at the very end must be this Elder.
Pull your head in.
I'm the Grand Elder, the creator of the Namekian Dragon Balls. Sort of. And he comes and blocked. I should have blocked that properly. Oh well. No big deal. No big deal indeed. Heal arrow, please, because no one's really in that major need of help. Oh, but anyways, as I was saying though, you might say, oh, why did you say it only does 1,000 damage when you're complaining about Count Waltz doing 1,000 damage in the boss fight before? It wasn't the fact that he was doing 1,000 damage, it's that he was doing 1,000 damage per hit. That's what made him so formidable. Even though he really wasn't that bad of a boss, in my opinion. Like, I believe he killed Frederic and March once. I believe that's how it happened in the previous episode. But, you know, that was mostly just my fault more than anything else. It was mostly just bad
You don't look so
strategy more than anything else. Alright, Aurora curtain, please. You're almost dead. Both of them are almost dead, actually. I believe that should be able to kill this guy with a regular attack and a Spirit's Pathway, sure. Because that's totally what I wanted to do. I mean, I guess it works. It's not like it wasn't beneficial towards me, but still. Alright, there we go.
You're a mess.
Are you sure he's a mess? What if you're the mess, Viola?
That's better.
Ah, and actually, I'm just joking. You're not the best. You're the good child, and plus you just leveled up, so how could I say such a bad thing about Viola? Okay. It looks like Marge is 97,000 next to the next level up. Frederic has 2,966. We're going to talk to the Grand Elder in a second. First, what we want to do is kill these guys first. Just because I can. And there's a chest over there, too. Fight!
Hey, I'm over here. Come on.
And... I hate when these guys do that. Block! I tried doing the whatchamacallit. I knew that was going to happen. Block. There we go. I think I can so it's not like these I don't think that the counterattacks are random. I think if you actually pay attention to the enemy's attack patterns, you can actually figure out when a counterattack is possible. I think. Like I don't know if I'm making any sense, but like I just don't think it's as random as I'm pretending to, as I've been thinking it was. I guess I don't even know if I'm making any sense. Quidditch or knock, please.
Forget the pain you felt in the dream.
Forget the pain you felt in your dream. Because, like, it seems like just for those black goat things, just before they make the attack that they do, just before they make their charge attack, that's when they're going to do the counter-attackable attack on us. I don't even know if that makes any sense. Whatever, who cares? And Quidditch or knock, that's what it seems like. That's what I've noticed. Every time the Megations do a counterattack, the very next attack that they do is the charge attack. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe these guys are going to do something that's going to that's going to make what I said look like a bunch of baloney. That's always a possibility as well. Anyway, whatever the case may be, let's go ahead and beat you up just a little bit. Do an Aurora Curtain, please. Boom, boom. Oops. I hate when I do that. Just look at how fast Frederic is. He's so freaking... my goodness, man. I'm just so amazed at just how quick he is. Alright. I mean, they're just being pointless right now. I knew that I wasn't going to hit him. I didn't get a chance to. He was just a little too far out of our movement range. And Aurora Curtain. That didn't really do very much for me, because I only got one of the hits off. Oh well. And Coup de Journal, please. Or Pew Grave, please. Sure, I guess that works too. No, you will rest. He's probably gonna do. Okay, no, actually, he just went straight for the. He just went straight for the. Whatchamacallit? Straight for the kill, I suppose. He went straight for the charge without doing a counter-attackable attack. Anyway, whatever the case would be, Aurora Curtain, please. That should finish you off, possibly. Yep. That was fun indeed. Alrighty then. We cleared out everyone here, so let's go ahead and look at this chest. What's inside of this chest? And inside of this chest is acquired Spade Clover. What's the difference between that and a Diamond Clover? And a Club Clover? Go to the very bottom, I suppose. Okay, so Club Clover that's 3,000. Diamond is 6,800. Recover full HP, but it takes up 9 points, though. That's interesting. Whenever we get to the final boss, I might put that in my inventory just because. Alright. Although I'm not quite sure if I really need that, though. Considering I have 2 people who can heal pretty decently anyway. Hey, my brother! New guy! Welcome to Elegy! Let's start things off with a handshake! Put her there! Right. Forgot I don't have hands! Hey, you guys aren't even dead! What did you come to this place like this for? Yep, as you can see, we did this and that and stuff. In other words, you came all the way to the Noise Juice just to chase some monster? I'll just cut to the chase. It's impossible! Well, just look at the barrier. How do you expect to get anywhere if you can't go through that? How do you break the seal? It's simple. You just need to flip the deactivation switch on the top of the floor of Xylophone Tower. Well, the monsters that hang in there are super tough. You might even die, man. You still want to go? Still gonna go? Yes, indeed, actually. Well then, if you got your heart set on climbing the tower, I'll have to give you my owner's permission. Is that it? I guess we have the owner's permission? Tell the person outside Xylophone Tower that the owner's given you permission, and they'll let you pass. Alright, I guess we just magically get it. I was expecting like I was expecting it to be like kind of like an item or something. Not really an item, but for it to act like an item. Like, boom, you just got the owner's permission! With the full sing-songy voice and everything. No. I wasn't expecting that at all. But I was expecting them to say, I was expecting some type of notification to pop up. I guess they would just expect you to be smart enough to realize, hey, you got the owner's permission, so frickin' go back. I imagine. Alright, save file 3. Elegy of the Moon. Now let's go ahead and go over here. How's it going, buddy? This is... I don't even remember a voice I gave him. This is the way to Xylophone Tower. Those without the owner's permission shall not pass. What? You have the owner's permission? Very well then, you may pass. Shouldn't we have like some type of like stamp or something to let us know? Like, just anybody could say, you know, I have the owner's permission. Alright, whatever. This kind of looks like a final dungeon, but I know it's not. F sharp, A flat, B flat, C sharp, D, E flat, Beedjacuff, B, E, D, G, C, F. Xylophone Tower, the Shining Keys. That's your circle of fifths, everyone. Beedjacuff. That's how you do all your skills, everything. Okay, so, ooh, this is cool. Let's see. So, what happens if we step on lay B flat? Hey, hey! How dare you ignore me? I'm gonna ignore you some more, buddy. Go on. Can I... Please? I guess they wanted us to talk... I didn't even know this was a... Oh, there is a face on this guy. I thought that it was like a lever or something. So, you've noticed me, have you? I'm a guardian of this lofty tower. Well, isn't this a treat? I haven't had visitors in quite some time. It seems everyone's a coward these days. Nobody has the guts to take on this tower. I've got a soft spot for reckless little humans like you. Wait, what's with the blank stares? You don't know about the trial? Oh boy, don't tell me it's like some boss gauntlet thing. Whoa, hold on! Seriously? Well, it seems my little speech of praise was wasted on you. Which means... Wait, don't tell me you don't know the rules of the trial either. Unbelievable! Kids these days! I guess there's nothing for it. Alright, I'll explain the rules, so listen up and listen good. First, take a look over there at those golden keys. I'm going to play you a song, it's your job to memorize it. Hey, what's with all the frowning? There's nothing to worry about. While I'm playing the music, the keys will glow to match the different notes. So even if you don't understand music, you can just memorize the order in which the lights glow. When the song's over, it's your turn. Play the notes in the order you heard them. Alright, here's how it goes. Stand on the key on the note you want to play, then press the A button. If you stand on the correct note, the key will light and the note will play. If you make a mistake, you'll see no light and hear no sound. If you can manage to recreate the song in its entirety, I'll open the stairway that leads to the next floor. Well, do you think you've got it? I'm pretty sure I've got it, like... How could I not have it at this point? I was in band, man! Like, I played clarinet from 6th grade to 12th grade, so I've got this, I'm sure of it. Well, why not give it a try? If you can't remember it all and make a mistake, just come talk to me. I'll let you hear the song again. Alright, here goes. Listen up now. B flat G F G. Okay. B flat G F G. There we go. Yay! That was simple enough. I know it's gonna get a lot tougher from here though, and I'm terrible at memory games like this. Well, only if there's like a space in between them. If it's not like a consistent interval of time in between them, like that one almost tripped me up. Actually, because I was sort of just like, whoa, why? Like the interval of time was so long that it almost tripped me up a little bit. First floor spiral. Kind of reminds me of a certain place in a certain game of a certain caliber doing certain fights with certain monsters.
You better pull your head in.
You really better pull your head in, buddy. What if he doesn't want to... Oh, it's the Pokemon thing again. How's it going? Except for it's a color swap. It's purple. Alright, whatever. I'll have mine. What is it? I'll have a green one with extra purple. Okay, so the keys are the light. This area over here is dark. I see. Power Blaze. That did nothing. I have no idea why you chose to do such a foolish thing. You foolish fool! How dare you! I'll do a blood crumble on you, you foolish fool! Die! Please? I didn't even kill him. Oh well, who cares? March to the rescue! Aurora Curtain, please. That's probably not gonna kill him, but whatever.
How was that?
At least I went Nova and they're like, ah, jeez, Frederic is so fast. Spirit Pathway, please! I actually wanted to do a Spirit Pathway, but sure, I guess that works too. Ow! Ow! And ouch. Alright, whatever. Boom! I could just do melee attacks, but I kind of just don't want to kill this guy. I want to get Frederic to do a... Assuming he doesn't... Assuming March doesn't kill him. Okay, there we go. Spirit's Pathway. Now everyone's within the general vicinity of each other, so... And block. And block. That still does quite a bit of damage regardless. Whatever. Bone Crumble should finish you off. Just a low Echo one should kill him, I think. Nope, actually it didn't. Alright, Aurora Curtain should not. Because I finished you with regular attacks, I suppose. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and go up the stairs of the music and stuff. I kind of am not even sure if it's really worth it to go into a random topic in this episode simply because... Yeah, why not?
Pleased to meet you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for the random topic of the random day. It's story time, ladies and gentlemen. I bet you weren't expecting that. Now worry, yes, it's story time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and... Have you ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect, ladies and gentlemen? Basically, I'm sure if you guys have been regular viewers of Vsauce for a while, I'm sure that you've probably heard of it. Basically, it states that those people who don't know very much about any given subject will tend to overestimate their knowledge of a certain subject simply because they don't realize just how much they don't know. Whereas those who know very much about a subject tend to underestimate their knowledge about something, because with the greater knowledge of something comes the greater knowledge that there's actually more to the subject that you don't know. You know? So, that's just how it is. So, the same thing can go for language learning. This is gonna go into story time. I swear, I just need a little build up here. The same thing can go for language learning, actually. I remember I was reading a Tofugu article about this, and okay, please don't hurt me. Please do not hurt me. 3 Vortex Tofugu article about this, and basically they divided language learning into 4 stages. You have, what is it? You have unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and then conscious incompetence. So basically, you start out at this point at the beginning of language learning where you don't quite understand, like, you don't really know very much about the language, but you don't realize that you don't know very much about the language. Like, you start seeing, like, very common words that you learn being used in just regular conversations, and it gives you this artificial feeling that, you actually know more about the language than you actually do. Then after, according to the article, they say that this happens after about 3 to 4 weeks of studying. So about a month into the studying, you start realizing, hey, there's actually a lot more to this language than I realized, and there's actually a lot more that I don't know than I thought I did. And they say that this is the most important phase in language learning because like this is the point where people are most likely to give up, because they're just like, oh, they don't really see how much progress they're actually making, so they get very discouraged from it. I blocked too early. Resisted, that does have a status effect, just like the blue ones did. I hope it's not like, I forgot the name of the move, but it's like this effect that makes it that you can't do counterattacks or something. Although I've been terrible at getting counterattacks anyway, so it might not even affect me very much. Who knows? You don't look so good. But anyway, then there's conscious competence. This is where you start realizing that you're actually starting to get pretty decent at the language. Like, you probably won't understand everything, but you'll know what to do, like, in order to find out what you don't know, And then there's unconscious competence, when you're basically so good at the language that it's basically like breathing. And honestly, I'd say that I'm somewhere in between unconscious competence, or conscious incompetence, and conscious competence. I'm somewhere in between that section, I believe. But anyway, without further ado, now that we've had that little explanation, I'm going to tell you a little story about one thing that I've had when I was in the unconscious incompetent state. So, for those of you who don't know, I currently in college. I'm studying Japanese and Chinese, right? Viola is almost dead, and this is kind of ridiculous. You're going to kill me if I... Yep. Even if I didn't do anything, she would have died. Because I wanted Frederic to heal. Why don't you heal, man? Heal! Man, come on. Okay, there we go. Spirits pathway, please. And another one, please. But anyway... I have been technically studying Japanese on and off since 2007 or so, I guess 8 years ago, 8 years nearly. At this point, it was around Christmas 2007 I started studying it. And, I didn't take any formal classes until 2 semesters ago for university, or I guess college, because I'm not really at a university at the moment, but when I started studying, Japanese here, or at my college, I didn't have this unconscious incompetence phase because I had already had it way back when, and that can lead to some very, very awkward situations, ladies and gentlemen. Like, one thing you'll know about Japanese people is when, like, you speak Japanese to them, generally speaking, it doesn't really matter how good your Japanese actually is, they'll compliment you. Like, it could be like, generally speaking, not everyone's like this, generally speaking though, it's kind of like, you could just say something very simple, man. They could just be like, oh, wow, good morning. You say it in Japanese, they're like, oh, wow, your Japanese is so good, right? And when you're in that unconscious, like, after a while, you sort of learn to just take it with a grain of salt, like, yeah, that's just what they say. But when you're in that unconscious incompetent stage, you really eat that stuff up. So hold on. Before we continue with our story, it looks like we're going to have to do another xylophone test. Or I guess not, we're just going to have to fight some people. Oh, well. Let's fight. You really eat that stuff up, man. So, I remember I went to Japan during the summer of 2008, and I had a couple, like, small, minor conversation type things. Not really even, like, conversations. I just basic things like, oh, saying hello, good morning, whatever, how are you, just basic stuff like that. But, you know, I kept getting complimented for my Japanese, so I started thinking, oh, you know, like, I must be really good at Japanese. Like, if a native speaker is saying, oh, you're good at Japanese, you know, I must be really good at it. That's what I thought. And then this happened. So, the very last day that I was in Japan, I stayed at a hotel with my family, and right before the very last day, so like the morning when we were supposed to get on our airplane, we went to go check out. So my parents went to go check out at the main desk, and me and my sister sat down, or my sister and I should say, we sat down and just waited on them. And while we were waiting, I had this newspaper that I got while I was in Japan, which actually I still have. I have like all the stuff that I have right in a box, just in pointing distance from me. I can't point towards it like you guys can see it, but I had this but yeah, I had this newspaper, which yeah, I still do have, and I had this like this moment of, you know, unconscious incompetence. So I just started pretending that I could read the newspaper just to make myself look like I was a lot smarter at Japanese than I actually was, you know. And you know, even at the time, I didn't know how to read very much Japanese at all. Like the only hiragana I knew at the time was no, and like the only katakana that I knew at the time was naruto. Pretty much, and I knew absolutely no kanji at the time.
You did well.
It was actually incredibly silly, but you know, it was just something that I did back then. And so, enemies. So while I was reading my newspaper, there's this older Japanese woman who saw me, and I guess she was curious, you know, seeing, you know, a young, obvious-looking foreigner just looking at a Japanese newspaper and sort of just like, oh, you know, reading something that's meant for adults. And, you know, I look young. I will be the first to admit that I do look a lot younger than I actually am. I'm 19, turning 20 this September, but people still mistake me for being... Actually, most people assume that I'm like 14 or 15, but I have been mistaken for being relatively recently 12 years old. So, back then, during the summer of 2008, I was 12 going on 13. Okay, please don't kill me. 12 going on 13. I'll just do a hill arrow. I must have looked like I must have been like 6 or something. I don't freaking know. Frederic is next, so what we're gonna do is we're going to hill march once we get the chance. Over here, please. Spirit's Pathway, please. Another one, please. There we go. That guy is... Oh, Viola's next. But where was I going with this? Like, where was I in the story before I decided to hill? Like, I was talking about, like, reading Japanese. Oh, yeah! Yeah, something that's for adults. So she decided to hold a conversation with me, right? And at this whole point, before this, I had, like, just small, minor conversations that made me think, oh, I actually don't think I actually know a lot more Japanese than I actually do, in reality. And here's the thing, when it comes to conversations, generally speaking, when you have to speak to, like, a random person, whatever level you actually are, you tend to go down a couple levels. So, like, if you're, like, an advanced speaker who's not really used to speaking, you'll probably drop to more like an intermediate level. If you're an intermediate speaker who's not really used to speaking, you'll probably drop to a beginner level. And me, since I was a super beginner, I basically dropped to being -5 years old at the moment. So, yeah, so she just started speaking to me, and I'm just like, the only word that I recognized was a newspaper. That's the only word that she said that I recognize. Hold on, we'll get to that story. We'll continue the story in a second. Hold on. What to say? It appears you have noticed me, Guardian of the Hollow Tower. Quartet is his name. If you have come this far, that means you must have completed my younger brother's trial. Well, he is a rather simple fellow. His trial can be passed with ease if you can just manage to remain calm. You will find, however, that I am different. If you think such an easy task deserves to be called a trial, you would do well to think again. A trial is an insurmountable wall, a bitter struggle. I shall send you home in tears. Alright, well then, shall we begin my trial? Listen, for I will play. No, I think I messed that up. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, let's try it. So, B flat, G, F, G, F, E flat, B flat. I still want to say it was A. Oh! Okay, so, let's try this again. Let's try this again, please. I must have been C then. Alright, let's try this again. Listen for I will play. B flat, G, F, G, F, E flat, B flat, G, B, C, C. I see. Okay, so let's try this again. B flat, G, F, G, F, E flat, B flat, G, C, C. There we go. That one actually took a bit more. I was expecting them to add a couple notes, but not that many. That actually got a lot tougher. I wonder how many more we're gonna have after this, though. All right, there we go. Goodbye, Quartet. You're the older brother of Trio, which actually makes a lot of sense considering. Alright, where is the stairs? There we are. So let's continue the story. So she starts talking to me. The only word that I recognized was, you know, was, what is it? Was newspaper, right? I'm getting to this point, and, you know, like I said, now I'm starting to fall, now I'm getting really nervous, so I'm not thinking rationally. I'm falling back to my more survival phrases right now, right? So I'm just like, so the only thing that I can think of that can come out of my head is, Nani? Nani? I'm just like, Nani? 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 Okay, I didn't really say it like that, but that was basically what was going through my head at the moment. I was just like, and, you know, she was actually incredibly patient for what it's worth, like, and a lot more patient than, like, say, here in the U.S., like, we don't really tend to have very much patience for people who don't speak English very well. It is what it is. It is what it is. But, like, it's like, if, like, I can say from my own personal experience, like, if I walked up to somebody who wasn't very good at English, but I didn't know that, and, like, I tried talking to them, and it was very clear that they were a foreigner, like, and they asked me to repeat myself, I would say it, like, 2 or 3 times. If they asked me to repeat myself again, I'd probably say it a little bit slower. After that, I would just give up. That's just how it is. It's just like, okay, you clearly don't know very much Japanese, so, or, you don't know very much English, so, okay, I'm just gonna spare you the embarrassment, you know? But she just kept saying it more and more and more and more, so then I just went, I was like, sumimasen, mou skoshi yukuri onegai shimasu. Or, I was like, what was I? Oh yeah, that's right. I was like, oh, could you say it a little bit slower, please? And then she said something else, right? And I have no idea what she said after that. I was just really confused. So like, the only word that I could come up with out of the fly, I just assumed that she was asking me if I could speak Japanese because I heard her say Japanese language in Japanese, and I was just like, oh well, okay, sure. Okay, I just said a little.
How pitiful.
And she's like, what? A little? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I just imagined that it probably would have been something along the lines of, like, say, like, I just went up to somebody and I was like, who was a foreigner. I was like, oh, hi, hi, I'm a little lost here. I was wondering if you could give me directions to such and such a place. And they're just like, fish! They just said it very loudly and very, very, very full of confidence. I'd just be like, okay, well, I see how this works. Next time, I'm going to either bring March closer to Viola, or March closer to Frederic, or Frederic closer to March next time. Probably the former. Block, please. Frickin' particle beam cannon fire. Ow, that does a lot of damage. That really does. And move. March goes over here. Try to get a supernova on you, I suppose. And Frederic next. And so then, yeah, it was probably just the most random thing to say. I was just so embarrassed. I had no idea what was going on. I had no idea what she was saying. I was sort of just like, wow, okay. Then finally, my parents were just like, okay, well, they finally finished checking out, and then they came to get me and save me from my embarrassment. And when we left, like, the lady's just like, oh, bye. Which she said in English, and I was like, okay, well, bye. It was probably something that lasted for maybe, like, a minute and a half, if even that. But it felt like it was like a 20-minute thing. I was just so freaking... It was a really eye-opening experience, and that's when I realized, hey, I actually don't speak nearly as much Japanese as I thought I did. And that's when I was just like, okay, well... And that's where I went from being unconscious and... Well, that's when I went from being in my unconscious incompetent stage to my conscious incompetent stage. It was really terrifying. It really was. I was sort of just like, okay, well, crap, I really don't know as much Japanese as I thought I did, and I had to learn that the hard way by having someone randomly talk to me and realize, oh crap, I don't know crap. Like, you don't know Jack, buddy, but you do know the Bone Crumble is about to kill you, probably. Yep. You don't look so good, really. Alrighty then. Frederic over here. We're close enough that we should be able to heal both of them, I imagine. There we go. I'm alright. Okay, I always block that too early. Okay, and block. Whatever, who cares. And Bone Crumble, please. I think it does the same thing. I think it gives me the ability that doesn't... That makes it so that I can't... whatchamacallit, do counterattacks. The debuff. That's just a frame of mind, it is. But yeah, that was my story. Have you guys ever had any awkward stories like that? You know, just talking to like a random person talking to you in like a language that you thought you knew, but you found out really early on that, hey, I actually don't know this language very well at all. And then you realize, hey, there's actually... Ow. And that's when you realize, hey, I actually suck at this language. Yeah. Have you guys had that feeling relatively recently? If at all. I mean, I know some people actually don't really even have that phase, that unconscious incompetence phase. They just go straight to conscious incompetence for one reason or another. It's mostly just a maturity thing, I think. Okay, ow, please don't kill me. Spirit's Pathway, please! Spirit's Pathway, please! And it looks like that guy is next. Looks like Viola's next after this. Okay, so, shot, probably not the best thing to do. I should probably shoot Larry the Snell with Supernova. That's what I should do. Yeah, that was my story. I was just really nervous. Really nervous. I was, man. I really... Wow! I was really nervous. And that's all there is to it. It was just... If you ever learn anything from the story, it's just don't be an idiot. Harmony Chain does not do anything because you're dead. March is close to dying, so we should probably, Black Gold, that's the name of coal, was it not? Wasn't that the nickname for coal back in the day? Or maybe it was oil. Maybe oil was Black Gold. Maybe, I don't know. Or petroleum. Raw oil, the unfiltered, not to be confused with gasoline. Block, please. I could have actually gotten a counterattack. Oh well. Who cares? And, without further ado, we'll do a Bone Crumble to finish you off, I imagine. And, boom! That did not kill you. That was actually incredibly disappointing. Oh well. And Aurora Curtain, please. There we go.
That was fun.
That was fun indeed. But, can you say that it was really fun, though? I don't know. Like, some people are just like, oh, you know, I like fun things. Actually, I don't like bun things. You know, like... You know what a bunion is? Like, bunions are gross, but they're fun because they're bunions. You get it? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Just go with it, okay? Half the things I say are just like, where did they even come from? I'm just like, whatever. Supernova, please. Those guys have like super OP amounts of defense. It's kind of annoying. Oh well. Good as your knock, please. Thank you. That was it. That actually did 20,000 damage. Not bad. Not bad at all. And block. I could have actually gotten a counterattack. Right drill does 8 trillion pounds of damage. How unfortunate. Oh well. Bone Crumble, please. March is next. That's gonna kill him, I think. Here we go. Now, what I could do is finish him off with something, but actually what I'm gonna do is have Frederic go over here and then do a Spirit's Pathway, and then probably some type of Harmony Chain. There we go. Legion Fulminante. Oh, I could have actually... I forgot about that you can do 3 block. Oh. I got the constant shadow on me. Actually, I believe the actual name for it is called Dark Body. It's called Dark Body, actually.
Mess.
That's what it's called when you have a shadow around you and you can't do anything but dark attacks. Alright. But I call it a constant shadow because there's a move that casts Dark Body called Constant Shadow. I don't remember which enemy did it, but yeah. It was just one of those things, I suppose. The Viceroy, let's die! I don't know. I just beat you just a little bit and then do a supernova because I just love that move. It's so amazingly powerful. Boom. It doesn't kill everybody, but like, even these guys who are pretty strong actually, they go down, they get wended pretty easily from just a low echo supernova. Block. And it builds up a lot of echoes afterwards too. Here's Pathway. And another one. Over you. I'll just beat you up just a little bit, I suppose. Do all that crap and then a Bone Crumble, please. March is next, so we can actually do a supernova to finish the other guy off.
You don't look so
If we even really need to. I don't even think we really need... Yep, we don't.
well.
Supernova would have been a little bit of an overkill. Poor soul. That's what happens when you're weak, though. That's why only the strong survive in this universe.
How pitiful. You soulless
You
creatures.
soulless creatures. How pitiful. You soulless creatures. March is next. Alrighty then. So, we'll beat you up just a little bit and then do a supernova on you, please. 12 echo supernova. Will that kill him? I don't think so. There we go. Oh. That's cool. Love how super OP fast Frederic is. It's so amazing.
Forget the pain.
You're almost dead.
of the dream.
Block. And block. There we go. That guy is next. I think he's just moving slowly out of shooting range for Viola. Oh, this guy is next. And... can we shoot him? I don't think so. They're kind of hard to shoot from farther away. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. That's the difference between Viola and Beat. Like, Beat has guaranteed shots pretty much. Like, he can shoot pretty much anywhere from anyone from anywhere. You don't really have to worry about, you know, aiming or anything, but he doesn't do nearly as much damage as Viola does. You know, what's it, not cost and demand, something. We're gonna have Frederic go to the light and then heal us all. I could just get away with doing like a heal arrow or something. I need to do something that heals all of us. Okay, no, never mind. March is next right after this. Those things look so creepy when they're actually crawling on like their legs. Those look so creepy, man. Oh well, Aurora Curtain, please. Will that kill him? Yeah, I didn't. Alright, Frederic is next. Beat you up just a little bit, and then do a coup de jour, please. There we go.
Go back.
Back into a nebulous dream. Alright, let's fight you.
You foolish creatures.
You foolish creatures! What would it be like, I imagine? Like, I wonder, like, have you guys ever wondered, like, what, like, certain monsters smell like? That's actually not where I was going with that, but it's just a random thought that I had. It was just like, I wonder what these things smell like. They probably smell absolutely terrible. Like, I imagine so, because, you know, it's not something that you really think about too often when playing video games, because you just don't smell it. Your sense of smell is not a sense that you really do with video games very often, so it's sort of just like something that you sort of just forget about, I suppose. So, but like, yeah, it's like do you ever really take the time to think, you know, maybe these things probably smell incredibly hideous. Like, they probably smell terrible. I doubt that they bathe themselves very much. You know, they're like, you know, I'm a monster. I don't need to bathe. Bathing's for humans. Or something like that. I don't know. Supernova should probably absolutely obliterate you. Full Moon Bind should actually kill you too. Fuck-ups. 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 Fukurabarabat. Please. That was a critical, but it didn't really do very much damage to you. Oh well. And a Bone Crumble should finish you off. There's no way he's gonna survive this.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all indeed.
Much better.
Much better. March is leveled up to level 73,000. Alrighty then. It's over here. That leads to the stairs, but we actually want to go over a little and fight all of these enemies as well. Oops. There's a couple enemies that we missed a little farther back, so we'll fight those guys first. Then we'll save, and then we'll end up a recording session. Although I kind of want to just do the entire trial in one recording session, because it would be better to do it when everything is fresh in my head, but I guess not. Oh well, who cares. And block. And block. Alrighty then. Block. Block. Okay. And block. Block. Frederic Francois Chopin. I think when I play as Viola, I think I'm going to do a Night Arrow. Next, that's what I'm going to do. Block. Block. Okay. Night Arrow, please. There we go. Heal those guys to nearly full health. Like, it doesn't heal me very well, because it doesn't heal me at all. Or it doesn't heal Viola very well, because it doesn't heal Viola at all. But it's still good, nonetheless. And might as well take advantage of that since we're in the dark. I wonder if Fredric's ever going to learn any, like, dark nighttime spirits path. Oh, he did learn something! I didn't even check what it was, though! Coup de Janok! Harmony chain, please? Never mind.
Forget the pain you felt.
Forget the pain you felt in your dream. Yeah, that didn't hurt.
Take that.
You suck. Eat an arrow. You suck. Eat another arrow. And you know what? We're just going to charge over there, get you a couple hits, and then a supernova off on you. That should kill you, maybe. Probably. No, it didn't. He's not even flinching. He's like, you call that an attack, puny human? You suck. Wow, that's rude. How dare you call me a puny human? How dare you call me a puny human? Just die, man. Just die already. Doesn't anybody die anymore? Super, there we
That
go.
was fun.
Are you sure that was fun, March? Because that was actually a life or death experience right there. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Frederic! Mirage Blow? What was it? Phantom Pain. It's a daytime attack. Oh, it's an attack. I don't care. Let's go ahead and go back and fight some of those other enemies that we missed. If you don't mind. Oh, there's a chest over here that we missed. And it's got an Alice's Watch. What does that do exactly? Pocket Watch from a Rabbit in Wonderland. Increased tactical time. That might be useful for someone like Viola. The Lace Veil increases the maximum HP by 5%. That's really not that significant. And Silver Necklace, a necklace that exudes an air of common defense plus 3. Should I, Legendary Easy Eye statue that changes color depending on the monetary value of the offering. Yeah, we'll go with Alice's Watch. Next time we level up, it will make up for the loss that we got, the 3 defense loss that we got. Oh well, who cares? Let's go ahead and fight you, I suppose.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you indeed. I say that all the time. Do I have a 5-second? How long is my tactical time? I didn't even notice. Was it like 5 seconds or? Oh no! It increases tactical time. Yeah, not to be confused with super time. You know, the tactical time is not the same thing as the action gauge. Yeah. Okay, that hurt quite a bit. Yeah, that was actually kind of, I don't even use tactical time! Yeah, that's actually not even really that useful. I was thinking that tactical time was the action gauge, but the action gauge is not tactical time. The action gauge is the action gauge. Tactical time is the time that you get before the whatchamacallit, before you get the whatchamacallit, and then the Spirit's Pathway. And then you do that, and then Viola is next, but she has 9 seconds of tactical time, which is actually pretty cool, except for that doesn't really affect me very much at all. So, no. I'm actually going to switch back to the other thing. Maybe get that for someone. Maybe just sell it off, I suppose, because I don't really think I really have a use for it. Okay. Ow. Ouch. Okay, whatever. And Kuda's not. Never mind. Continue your sleep. Yeah, let's take that off. Go with this silver necklace again. Alrighty then, what's over here? Acquired Ruthless. Well, is that good for Salsa, though? Attack plus 109, weapon of hero, Jagiellonka. I don't know. We're at this point in the game now, though, where it's like, well, you can't really be sure if an item or clothes are going to be, or arm is going to be good for you simply just because it's in a tougher simply because you found in a tougher dungeon. Like, we're not at that point anymore, so you know, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and save the game, please. Don't mind if I do. Over at slot 3. Thank you. Save complete. And that's that! Now we're just gonna go ahead and end things off in this recording session. So, if you like this video, this series of videos, please feel free to leave a like. If you thought it was cool, please feel free to subscribe and join the Oven Brother today. Also follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/MegaShadowFist. So be sure to leave that description. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is MegaShadowFist signing out. Bye!